Hey folks, Sunny in the South, hope everybody doing real good. Pulled pork shoulder on the menu this evening. I'm going to show you a method of getting some delicious pulled pork that is quick, easy, and it's one pot. I've got a 7-pound pork shoulder butt here, $2.29 a pound. This day and time you can't beat that. That's the best price for any protein you can buy. We're going to start by cubing that up into some pretty good chunks, putting together a dry rub, getting that dry rub on those chunks. We're going to sear them off in the Instant Pot, and then we're going to braise them in the Instant Pot under high pressure. And there's actually going to be a second video for this. That pot liquor that's made from braising that pork shoulder, I'm going to put together some ramen using that liquid, and I'm telling you, it is phenomenal. We're going to put together a rub here that consists of your usual suspects: some onion powder, garlic powder, some cumin, a little chili powder. We're going to put a little cayenne pepper in there and some smoked paprika. We're going to add some smoky flavor and aroma to this pulled pork with the smoked paprika, and I've also got some liquid smoke. You're going to need a little bit of barbecue sauce and some brown sugar, onion, and some low sodium or no salt chicken broth. Let's get to cooking. We're getting a rub together here. 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Put about a tablespoon of salt in. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Teaspoon of onion powder. Teaspoon of cumin. 2 teaspoons of chili powder. We're going to put 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika in. About a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I got that mixed around pretty good. Let's get some brown sugar in there. I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Pretty good. Let's get this pork cut up. Alright, that's a pork shoulder cut up into pretty good chunks. This section that has the bone in it, just cut around it the best you can. It's going to go in there, but we won't sear that off. Now, we're going to get our pork seasoned up here. Put about half the batch in the bowl. We're going to get a little bit of this liquid smoke on. This stuff is pretty stout. Don't take much. We're just going to kind of coat it there a little bit. That lets our dry rub stick a little better. And the reason that we want to sear this off with the dry rub is if we just put the dry rub on here and then drop it in the pressure cooker with the braising liquids, it's just going to wash off. So if we actually sear it in, that allows the dry rub to stick and penetrate the meat. And then when it's cooked under pressure, it really forces these seasonings into this meat. Look pretty good. Get the other half of these coated up. Alright, there's our pork shoulder all nice and seasoned up. We're going to get this Instapot sauté heated up and sear these off a little bit. And we'll get this cooking under pressure. We're going to get some olive oil in the bottom of this Instant Pot. We're just going to let these sear a few minutes on each side, do a batch at a time till we get them all browned up. Looking pretty good. Just another batch in there. Alright, all the pork has been browned off. Looking real nice. We're going to get a little chicken broth in the bottom of this pot. He glaze this here a little bit. I'm going to drop these onions in. Got about 4 or 5 cloves of smashed garlic. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in. About 4 tablespoon. Put some Worcestershire in. About a tablespoon. Got our barbecue sauce. About 1/4 of a cup. Get that in there. More chicken broth. About 2 cups total on the chicken broth. I'm going to put that big old chunk in that had the shoulder blade bone in it right there on the bottom. And then we'll start stacking the rest of these cuts right along this pot. Alright, we got everything in there. Looking real good, smelling real good. Put the lid on. Set the vent to sealing. And we're going to do pressure cook, high pressure. And we're going to do 1 hour and 15 minutes. See y'all back shortly. Alright, the cooking is complete, an hour and 15 minutes. I let this set for about 15 minutes just to come down naturally a little bit, and then I opened the vent. The locking rod has fallen, so let's open this up and take a look. It looks pretty good. I tell you what, it smells amazing. And as you can see, there's a whole lot more liquid in there than what we started with. So a lot of liquid comes out of whatever you're cooking. And let's see, it is tender. Look at that. It's falling apart. And we're cooking this big old shoulder in the Instant Pot. You can't mess it up. Boy, it smells good. We're going to get it over there in that bowl. And there's some onion in here with this. We're just going to shred that right up with the pork. There's that shoulder. Ooh, I tell you what. Tender, juicy. Look how moist. I'm going to get me a bite of that. It's pretty darn good. Let this cool here a little bit, and then I'll go through here and pull and shred this up. If there's any large amounts of fat anywhere, we'll get that out of there. And then we'll get us a sandwich put together. See y'all back shortly. All the pork is pulled, and it pretty much just pulled itself. It's so tender. I'm going to get it over here in this big bowl. The last thing we're going to do is hit this with some seasoned salt. We're going to pour a little bit of that braising liquid in there just to keep it nice and moist. Give that a try. Pretty darn good. And the rest of this pot liquor is going to go in the refrigerator. This right here is liquid gold. We're going to do a thing or two with that. Let's get us a sandwich put together. Sandwich making time. Get a little barbecue sauce on here. I'll need some baked beans to go with that Sammy. And a pickle. It's going to be a good dinner. Get a lot of sandwiches for lunch out of that as well. Till next time. Peace.